Welcome to Beyond the Box.
Our guests are insiders that are now out and on our side, dropping nuclear intel and breaking it down just for you.
And now it's time to introduce our hosts, Brenda Lankridge and Suzanne Haunt. Join us and subscribe for weekly shows. Beyond the Box begins now. Let's jump in.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Box. We're supposed to be streaming live on Rumble, but I don't know what's going on there. Oh, I'm so upset. You must be joking me.
You got this.
That's okay. I'll figure it out and have to do it again next time because I'm not happy about this. This is not right. So, before we get started tonight, there is something very important that I have to say. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. With what Susie and I do, along with other people in the truther community, we have to stay neutral to everybody. By no means do we get on my show, call anybody names, tell them they're nuts. We don't do that here. Okay. That does not happen. There's no judgment like that. We have all been through a lot of trauma. Susie and I deeply care about everybody that comes on our show, people that watch our show. I mean, I put money into this show that I can't afford, but I do it because people need an outlet and they need a place to go. So I don't ever side with one person or another person. I stay neutral in the middle as much as possible. Unless I'm wrong, then I have to put my foot down. But Susie and I really like what we do. And we have met some fantastic people. And we really like it. So I want to just say that, we don't pick sides. Everybody in this community needs to stop yelling, screaming, backbiting. And everybody needs to find unity because that's the only way that help comes. We're all here for each other. And that's the way it needs to be. If you don't like it, move along. So, just saying. Anyhow, we have a really good show tonight. We have a new person coming on tonight that's not been here before. Amanda is a very sweet girl. Might be a little on the nervous side, so we'll bear. But she's got a lot to say. Of course, we have Tommy with us. I think he's still in the back somewhere. Yes, he is. So with that being said, Susie, how's your day been?
My day has been tiresome. A lot of people know we got a farm, and a farm is a lot of work, and we've been having trees cut, and we've got about another, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of clearing trees, I guess. So there's a lot more trees in here than what they thought, and then we've been working on that little cabin, and we pretty much getting it finished, and that's been fun, but that's been a lot of work. And
right.
And then I had a property for sale, and we finally getting that sold. So it's been really busy week, but it's been a good week. And we got some rain the other day. You guys didn't get any rain yet, but you got rain just before we did, didn't you?
we got a little bit before you did. So yeah,
Yeah.
we did
So
get
that's
some.
good. So it's been
And it's cooled us off. I mean, today was the hottest it's
right.
been in the last week and a half. It was like 94.
Oh gosh, I think it was in the 70s here today. It was really nice.
Yeah, shut up, rub it in. So I was going to
It's
move
really
into
nice.
Susie's house out there, and Susie decided that she's going to take all that wood and build me a house.
I am. We got
Oh,
like a
yeah,
lot
she
of
wants to
pine
build
and
me
oak.
one that is handicap friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never
Which is
never had one of
good.
those, have you, Brenda?
No, not completely. No, it's been, yeah, it's kind of troublesome sometimes, but it'll be okay. So, you want to get us started with prayer for everybody tonight, Susie?
Okay. I do. All right. I just want to ask the Father um, for a lot of love and a lot of help. And, you know, um, I'm grateful for everything that Jesus has done for me in my life. And I'm sure, Brenda, you're grateful for everything where you've come to today. And, I'm grateful for my friendship with you, Brenda. And this show, and what we do this because you know we want to help people, and we want to bring information to the table that gives answers to people, because people um, have a lot of unanswered questions, and we're trying to bring people in here that are going to give people answers. And I think that's an answer to a prayer, and I mean, what I do a lot of times when I'm researching is I'm looking for people who can fill in the void, the blank spaces of questions that I have about things too. And we have some of the greatest guests that come on, and that have their life experiences, and then they tell their stories, and it helps all of us. It helps everybody in the community. And so I just want to ask the Father to keep bringing good guests, and bringing you know uh, people that are going to keep helping people, and that's what we want to do. And I ask that in Jesus' name.
Yes, in Jesus' name, we do ask that definitely. I'm I want to ask in Jesus' name to please help me figure this rumble stuff out.
Yes, Lord.
Oh my. This, I'm going to tell you, I have never had such a hard time with something in all my life. This has just been craziness. I mean, crazy, crazy stuff. I'm beside myself. I don't even know. Just, it says offline. What? Gee, thanks. Rumble, you and I got to have a conversation. So I, I am going to go ahead and bring out our Mr. Tommy Edwards with the black screen. Hi, Tommy. Are you there?
Why is the black screen?
You, I don't know. We can't see you. We hear you. We see your big
Are
teeth.
you hiding? Are you doing a hide and seek on us?
There you are.
There he is.
Elton John glasses. I love it. I love those glasses.
I'm just yeah, they're kind of Elton John a little bit. Just
We could spot you in a crowd with those.
how you ladies, so you ladies had a nice day today.
Huh?
Busy but nice.
I had
So it seems like you guys had a busy but nice day.
I had a frustrating day, but it was okay. And then I had a nice conversation with somebody that I just met, and hopefully we're going to be having her on our show. As a matter of fact, she's in the chat. Hi, Julie. So, but it was okay. Susie's been busy. She's been running her tail off.
It sounds like that ranch
Getting tired.
It'll keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was on your heels.
You gonna
keep you sleeping a lot, trying to catch up.
You gonna come down for a little bit, Tommy? Help her build my house.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. We're finishing up a job here pretty soon.
Yeah.
So you do that. I mean, I've been working on my house for.
Oh,
8.
we need to go to Tommy's and help him work on his house. And then he can come out and help work on mine. And then we can just make it a big
Go
community.
back and
of
forth.
builders.
Yeah. We just
We can do it. Yeah, we can do it as this old house kind of episode. Except it's this old
Yeah.
backtrack.
Yeah.
this old new house. Yeah.
The old house. We build the walls.
This one was built in the 1880s. It was actually moved down here in 2 structures, kind of married together.
That's cool.
It's
So
haunted.
are you moved back over there now?
Oh yeah,
Oh, good. Okay.
back to the crab shack, and it's
Back at the
never
crab
built.
shack.
Yeah, I've got I have a little bronze crab that's has a baby doll head sitting on top of it, and I nicknamed him Krabby, and he's the proprietor.
Krabby. Mr.
Krabby.
Krabs.
I like that.
He
Hello,
doesn't like
Jason. Welcome.
Is that like SpongeBob under the seas and the little Mr. Krabby Patties, or?
it's Backtrack Crab Shack, and which is not either a.
I don't even want. Do
market.
you know? I found out the dark stuff about these cartoons, and SpongeBob is one of them. And I'm like, we can't have anything. They have polluted everything. Our amusement parks, our cartoons, our movies, our language. It's like,
It
Really?
sucks.
we just need to wander around with our thumbs in our mouths thinking for ourselves, because you know what? We can't say nothing. We can't do anything.
Even well, what about Roadrunner? I mean, I don't know.
Now, I
He gets
haven't
run
heard
over.
Yeah, but I haven't heard about the bad things about the old cartoons, like the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I haven't heard anything about them yet. So,
Not yet.
Oh yeah, not Hannah.
yeah, not yet.
He made Barbera look like a saint.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But the Disney cartoons,
Oh, yeah.
oh, no. Well, I always knew there was a problem because I knew that Walt Disney hated kids. So all of his cartoons was the animal's mother dying or getting taken away, or, a child being left in the jungle, or, you know what I mean? It's been rough.
Every time you bring up Walt Disney, I think about, Michael Laney, who tried to shoot me, and my ex-husband. And, you know that Walt Disney hired this idiot to be vice president of Walt Disney for all those years. So, and he was a pedophile, murderer, everything. So what does that tell you about,
And on
the
that
president
note,
of Walt Disney? Yeah.
that's right.
Oh yeah.
And on that note, Susie, Julie knows a lot about Walt Disney. A lot more than you would think. She was very interesting. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring Amanda out. She is sitting in the queue. Let's
She's
see.
waiting
I can find her.
patiently.
There she is.
Hi, Amanda.
Oh, you're muted, Amanda. Unmute yourself.
We can't hear you.
I'm
There you
brand
are.
new.
You're brand new.
You're brand new.
Hello, Brent, Denise, Norma, Jason, Julie. You're all here. Look at that.
Is everybody
They are
in?
in the house. Yeah. Did you I was going to bring you out here, Tommy, today when earlier when I gave that little spew about, how we have to be neutral, and because I was totally jumped on, criticized, and slapped around. So I just thought I would make that a point that I don't pick sides. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Susie and I are kind of biased when it comes to you. We'll stop somebody in their head. So, you're our only guy that, and we care so much about you and we love you to death. And it's like, it really pisses both of us off when you get under attack, because it's like, you bastards.
Yeah,
I see that.
Yeah, Brenda said you've been under some kind of weird attack lately, Tommy.
direct energy weapon attacks.
Yeah.
It's they use use actual standalone weapons, but also just the electric grid in your home, the smart meters, all the smart chips. They'll play a part. They can be weaponized, They change the phase on it and polarity, and all of a sudden the space that you're in has a like being bombarded by microwaves, which is the same wavelength that they use in microwave ovens to cook things. So
Yeah.
it essentially cooks us. There's scalar waves. There's the stuff that causes Havana syndrome, which is where it causes the temporal lobes to pulse and to expand and contract rapidly, injuring them.
Now, what do they, how are they sending that at you? Like through a gun, or is it through, are they sitting in cars or down the road and shooting these beams at you, or what?
Driving sometimes, or lately been every day back and forth to work, where like the electromagnetic field in where I am, which is the electromagnetic field of the Earth is typically between 30 and 50. It's about 45. Okay. So that would be like a normal, just electromagnetic field around us all the time. So anytime it drops to single digits or below, there's something going on. And if it suddenly jumps from 30 to 250, something's going on. And I've had it.
And you have a gauge. You have some kind of device that gives you those numbers, right? That you carry with you.
Tri-band. I have an app on my phone, but also have a tri-band I use. It's radio frequencies, electromagnetic field, and electric field.
I'll have to get one of those.
It's all radio. Yeah.
Right.
I can typically tell it's coming on.
Where do you get that at, Tommy? Where'd you get it? Amazon or what?
You can get it on Amazon, yeah. Mine was given to me as a gift, but it's just a piece of scientific equipment that is like it gives you a warning of what's going on. That way you can
What's it called? What do they call that thing?
A tri-band EMF detector or meter.
Okay.
EMF meter.
Okay.
Remember where mine is right now. I'll pull it out and give an example. But there's a pretty good EMF app on your phone too that you can get at least.
Oh.
You can tell when certain types of direct energy weapons are being used against you, or if you're just in a control area. Because now with the 5G towers and grid like kind of micro repeaters that are in between, that's essentially like it's like a national and worldwide HARP array, which is it in itself is a direct energy weapon.
Is there something you can do in your car to kind of numb it or slow it down or something?
It's like when I'm on the interstate, when I'm driving, like cars will get around me. Typically, want to get in behind me, want to get in front of me. And like last night or night before last, no matter how slow I drove, I just slowing down. The truck behind me would not pass me. That's typically a pretty good, indication that something's going on. And I typically will either hear it or my visual field will get smoky, like everything just looks like it's smoky, and then
wow,
I get like a pressure in my head.
That's scary.
I've had it here in my house over 5,000. And there's a cell phone tower right across the street from my house in the railroad switching yard. Both dishes are pointed at my house.
That is scary.
Norma, if you can
Amanda, do you have that problem too?
Hang on, Susie. Hang on.
Amanda.
Norma, if you guys can hear me, are we still broadcasting?
I see us, yeah. I see everybody's talking.
But our count is down to 0 and people are still in here talking. And the hello Julie that I put in at 8:52 just popped up on the screen. So I have a sneaky suspicion that
they're still here. They're still. I'm watching it live. They're here. They said yes.
Okay.
We're watching. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. Anyways, let's do this.
I was asking Amanda if she has that problem too, Brenda.
Oh, yeah. Do you?
I don't know. Like you in the prayer, you mentioned like people trying to find answers, and a lot of me sharing my story is trying to find answers. I also listen to find answers. I'm just starting to come into my consciousness and less of my subconscious. Just very recently, I've just been so unaware a lot of my life, but I think like randomly my energy will change, and I probably do have people with the energy weapon. I need to learn more about it so I can make sure, like know for sure.
Right.
I think so. I expect so.
There's also the Y band, which is like that's the biosensors that are inside of all of us. It's the Internet of Things, where they've turned us into they've turned us into basically like the connectors of the internet. Our bodies, the energy from our bodies run the network, and they can not only they say it's for health. It's a wireless body area network. And
Uh-oh, Tommy. Were you saying that Amanda had made a comment before we came on, and you're sounding like that comment because she said what you say, Tommy, that because you're talking about the body and transmuting, and she had mentioned that she feels like, go ahead and tell Tommy what you said, Amanda,
What part? Him and I have so much in common. That's why I tracked him
about
down. What part?
the show that you were talking that you felt like you were part of.
Oh, the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I feel like my area is. Like that's how I feel like Idaho is. Like there's 80% in on it and like 10 less than 10 that aren't, you know?
Well, it's like
But
I tried to tell Tommy he lives right smack dab in the middle of CIA territory out there where
I
he's
noticed that Virginia is
at.
super
Like, oh
cool.
my God.
Virginia, yeah. So Idaho and Virginia are probably pretty much like that. So
I think so.
do you think my thought is, do you think that it's demonically okay, because in the Bible it talks about the prince of the power of the air over, Daniel was praying for 21 days, and it said that the angel said, I had to fight the prince of the power of the air for 21 days to get an answer to you. So over certain cities, I think that there are certain hierarchy, high level demonic beings running the cities. So do you think, like, I'm thinking when you guys are telling me this, maybe Tommy in your city has very high level demonic principalities ruling over your cities, and that's why you're feeling what you're feeling. What is your thoughts?
I think there's there's a network of people that do conduct just clandestine kind of maintenance and maintaining of their communities, and
Yeah.
sometimes they're also used in gang stalking. I'm talking about the Freemasons, and and my grandfather was Freemason. He was a 33 degree, and he was a Shriner. And I have other friends that are Masons and stuff, and like, and until my neighbor who was a Mason, who was also a former Hell's Angel, told me that they were fucking with me, and they were sabotaging my vehicles and my home and things. He would like tell me what had been done, so that I wouldn't have to spend a bunch of time trying to figure it out. I could just fix it. He would say, sometimes they'll put like graphite from a pencil like on the in the gap of the spark plug, something that would be easy to overlook, but it causes it to not spark and work the way it's supposed to. And Yeah, so that's part of it for sure.
So you're living in a very concentrated area of these type people that are part of this.
I think that I mean, there's Mason Lodge in almost every municipality in the United States. You know, it's when you first pull into a town, there'll be like a shingle for like the Masons and the Rotary and Lions Club, stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
But, so that's part of it.
Tommy, you had a lot of people come and tell you that they are this and they're that, and Amanda, what about you? Have you had that?
I mean, I've been led to people, like, a lot of what happened to me was like from a family member. But like a lot of it was when I was on drugs and like where I was trafficked without knowing it. And I was led to people like in Freemasonry, and I know my dad was he acts like he wasn't a Freemason, but he very much defends them, and I think he's like one of those secret ones, but no, I haven't had a lot of in my life is people acting like they don't know when they do. Does that make sense? Like the gaslighting. I've had a lot of the gaslighting.
Oh yeah. Same.
They won't be open about it, but they'll like hint at it to try to get me to lose it, and there's a lot of people that I messaged from like when I was on drugs, and because in that life all that corruption is more open. I'll message people that are sober now but from back then, and they'll like be like they can't confirm or deny, so they'll admit stuff without admitting it, and it kind of caused me to really not accept or believe, like think I'm making it up in my head for a long time, but the last year or two I just can't anymore. It's just so obvious, especially after like Tommy, and he's helped me realize that I can't deny it. It's real.
So do you want to tell everybody a little bit about you, how things kind of started with you?
Yeah, should I just so like I said, it's all very, I don't know, scattered. I just kind of wrote some stuff down. Should I start from like the beginning of my life right now, or just like an overview of where I'm at?
Yeah.
Just a little bit about yourself, and then where you're at today. That kind of help
Okay.
give us a foundation, and then where you're at. Yeah.
Origin background.
What, Brenda?
Oh, nothing. I was wondering what Tommy was going to say.
Oh.
So we're streaming. We have 2 lives going.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, good.
That's why I can't see people on this chat. So anyways, I don't know how I put that.
What's the other one?
It's the same one, but it's on something.
Rumble and YouTube.
It's on a freaking no. It's not on Rumble. It's on a freaking different timeline. It's the same one, but I think when I put in for Rumble, I accidentally mixed the URL up, so it didn't go in under Rumble. It went in again underneath YouTube. So we have 2 shows going on.
Oh gosh.
Okay, Amanda, go ahead.
Crazy.
Technical difficulties.
Sorry, Amanda.
No, you're good. So I am 3 years sober from meth and heroin. I follow the Most High. I'm a mother of 5. I have 3 of those children full time. I am an anti-trafficking advocate. I'm, like I said, my life is feels very controlled. Feels like a lot like the Truman Show. I recently became the assistant director of an anti-trafficking organization, which I think was just like some kind of CIA front job. And I quit there and I quit and then I became a part of a bunch of people collaborating to bring that place down because they were controlling survivors, and I'll go into that in detail probably. But now the community I live in is even more angry with me, I think. And I'm just trying to live every day, to live the best I can and raise my children and try to live consciously and not subconsciously, and just piece everything together, you know?
Oh yeah.
That's
No,
beautiful. That is beautiful, Amanda. I mean, because there, I personally I was around Bastrop near Austin, and there's so many meth people, and very rare do people get away from meth. Isn't that true, Amanda?
Oh
Is that
yeah,
a
it's hard.
hard drug for people to kick?
I, I
Yeah.
think it attracts spiritual people.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Oh, and it controls them. Yeah.
I mean, it
Wow.
was used for Nazi
Interesting.
soldiers, and
well,
like
that's
Hitler.
to keep them going and
It's
awake.
a super soldier drug, I think.
That part of
He
it.
would know more.
Yeah, the
That makes sense. That makes sense. It would be those people that are more spiritual, it would keep them crippled, right? Because they'd be under that drug.
In a way, it heightens for me, it heightened my perceptions and things at the same time it was destroying me, you know?
Like, I think that's
A
one of the
lot of those,
reasons. Yeah, I
sorry,
think
keep
that's one
going.
of the reasons why the CIA uses a lot of those drugs.
Yeah.
That's why they push that one so hard. Yeah.
all
What,
of them.
Tommy?
They're so
It's a
open
good
about,
mind control drug, right? It controls.
Yeah,
Hang on, Tommy was saying something. What'd you say, Tommy?
it's they were responsible for the crack epidemic in the 80s. Through the Iran Contra scandal, and like I mean George Bush was senior was the architect of like Eagle 2, I think is what it was called, which was trafficking drugs into the service members in Vietnam, and then in the United States in body bags
oh wow.
back from Vietnam. Yeah.
Yep.
So you know, they we know that they traffic um, lots of drugs, probably all of them. And actually worked to undermine the DEA and FBI in their efforts to try to stem drugs during the war on drugs back in the 80s and 90s. So they're like the biggest distributor of everything, including people, children.
Right.
Well, that had a pharmaceutical company in San Antonio. The family did. So that would make sense that they're very much around drugs and stuff like that. Hmm.
But yeah, that and just it's under the table money. That's how
Yeah.
they fund all those black projects that like the one I was put in as a kid, the Stargate, and then the continuation of those experiences that
So
are
Amanda, I'm really curious. How did the meth in your community? How did you see it affecting people? Like, I mean, does it destroy families? Did you see that? What did it do? I mean, you were around a lot of that. What did you see going on with that?
Well, all of us have lost our kids, so it definitely destroys families. I listen to like stuff like this now that Tommy introduced me to your podcast, but also the imagination, and that's actually how I found him. Um, and I'm yet to find another. So if you guys know of anybody, or if anybody hears anything that I say and it sounds similar to anything you know about, please contact me. Um, but I'm yet to find another survivor that like woke up in the drug world. Like I don't hear about that often. I don't know if it's because people are ashamed of it, but yeah, it's like people that are went through that here, and I think it's different here than it is in different states. But people that went through that here, it's like they're awake more, like, and they also won't talk about it, you know?
It's how it's stigmatized, you know.
It
It's
was.
how it's stigmatized. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think that a lot of people do have a hard time talking about it, especially when it comes to drugs. Like Susie, I think you're right. The people that wake up in that situation, I think they have a hard time fighting the fact that, you know, they have a problem. They don't want people to know they had that problem. It kind of embarrasses them. But we know a couple people that still have that problem, and they fight. I mean, it's hell. Trust me, I know. I spent days speaking with somebody that still has that problem, and it scrambles my brain. So,
It's a
but
lot.
yeah, yeah. But none of us here can say that we never did no drugs. Good God, girl. I went on a field trip to Disneyland and took shrooms, and we did the whole entire park in 15 minutes every ride. I swear we did. I swear we did. But
that'd be terrifying to do shrooms.
You what?
That'd be a terrifying place to do shrooms. I mean, it'd be magic.
I don't even remember standing in line. Okay, all I know is we rode every ride, or maybe we thought we did. I don't know. But
Something weird about Disney World when I went there.
oh, they're weird, anyways.
Yeah. When you went there, Amanda, were you using the drugs or?
No, I was 11. I didn't do drugs until I was 27, and I believe they were just given to me, and I was lonely, and I believe that they were given to me because I was targeted for sex trafficking, and I was just had no situational awareness for most of my life until I went through all of that. Until very recently, more so. So, yeah, now I look back and it's all so clear that it was purposely given to me. And I even think that the trafficking is some kind of it's a cover. I mean, yeah, it makes people money, but they can just print money if they want to, right? So it's a cover for something deeper. They want it to look like it's just trafficking, and it's just, I don't know. I think about Nephilim and a bunch of weird stuff.
It would be mind control, right? With Tommy, they use all these things like Tommy. You went through all those programs to control you, control your consciousness, right? Is that? And the drug just uses. Yeah. Go ahead.
And then to harness it, the consciousness.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a dream about that. Can I tell you guys? I had a dream a few months ago that in my dream, there was a bunch of girls, and they took my consciousness and put it in a little gray box. Like, it looked like an animal that didn't have eyes, it didn't have senses, it just had slits and it could breathe. And they put my consciousness, it wasn't my brain, but like my consciousness, in this little thing and trapped me, and they were laughing like Mean Girls or something. Like, they were bullying me by trapping my consciousness in this little thing. And then I woke up. And I have dreams that come true. So that's scary.
Amanda, I think we call our show Beyond the Box because we want people to come out of that box that they're trapped in, get beyond the box. Yeah, the Matrix. Get out of the box that they put us in, right?
Maybe that's what that meant.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, could be. I have speaking of, I have some new graphics for you guys for the show. It's an old RCA television from the 50s. that's just very boxy. And,
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
And the letters are outside of the TVs. That's beyond the box.
You want to hear something so old school? Up
Sure.
until 2 years ago, I had a old television that worked perfect. Had the little screw in the back for the cable, everything. And up until 2 years ago, I finally went and got flat screen TVs. And I was like,
Wow, Brenda.
where's this been all my life? Right. So
still
when
have-
I tell people I am not computer savvy at all, I'm not kidding. This is so foreign to me. I'm lucky I can start shows.
Yeah.
Just like,
Okay, so I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brenda. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine.
I was just thinking about your dream, and okay, so you said there was some women that put you in the box.
They were like, yeah, they were like, it was like we were in high school again. They were bullying me and laughing.
Like
About
witches?
Do you know any witches?
Oh yeah. Everyone that was surrounded by, yeah, it's taken over this valley.
Oh my Lord.
Even women who are witches, even the ones that don't know they're doing witch stuff, that think they're Christians, or maybe they're acting like it. I don't know. Yeah, I know a
Mormon-
Do you
lot.
think they were part of the drug world too? These you know, like you're saying, the witches and maybe these women that you were dreaming about. You know, maybe they're involved in that whole. Maybe they represent something to do with that group that was trying to
would
draw
make
you
sense.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah, that would make a lot of, because they hated me, and I was always, I hate to use this language. I won't, like what they called it, like Captain Sava. I won't say that. Like helping women. I was always trying to help them, but they hated me. You know, a lot of gang stalking, a lot of targeting. I don't know. I think this area is very. They say that I looked it up on Google. I think Idaho's more than like 60% federally owned.
Yeah. The lands.
Well,
Yeah.
by the
our
BLM.
friend Doug Phipps is very targeted
I
individual, and
saw
you
that.
saw him. Okay, he's up there
Yeah.
where you're at. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a great guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to be, yeah, and then I've known, I don't know if you want me to share anything about what you shared on the imagination, Tommy, but there's a guy that was on the imagination. Do you guys know who Emma is?
Mhm.
And he said that he was like a monarch Mormon slave. And at the end of the podcast, he said he was in Nampa, and I looked it up, and he was 5 miles from where I live now, and he said it wouldn't stop until he left.
Are you talking about Nathan?
No, I'm talking about J.R. Sweet.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, that's some serious
um,
there too.
he
Yeah.
had to leave this area, and then it stopped. And I can't leave. I have kids here. I have my 2 older. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I could leave. This sounds bad, but I've gotten to the healing point where I could take my youngest daughter and have my 2 girls here. They're starting to get older. But I have stepsons who we have 50-50, and their mom's on drugs, and we need to protect them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we have a court order 50-50 here. And before I left my cover job, like wherever they had me working at the anti-trafficking place that I ended up taking down. I didn't. I was part of a group that took them down. But sorry, I forgot what I was saying.
You were just talking about your area and the targeting and the people that live there that are getting targeted. Yeah.
So now they're not letting us have custody since I quit that job. Like the SRO actually put them in our care emergency custody. when I was working at that place and I quit working for her. I quit working for that establishment and kind of
And you think
exposed
they were
something.
CIA? That establishment was CIA? So they were
Yeah.
just keeping tabs of you, watching you, right?
But listen, there's part of me that wonders if I'm still being controlled. Like,
I'm
why would
sure.
have I been able to take them down so easily? What if that was the plan all along to have this established? They started their establishment the year I got sober the last time, and they tried to get me, these people I found to pray with tried to get me to go there in 21. That's the year they started. And then I finally went there almost in 23. Um, why would they let me take it down so easily? What if that was just part of the plan? You know, like what if I'm still being controlled? Why is there not? I mean, yeah, they're treating me different. Like we're not getting custody when we should, when we're, having to report things that their mom's doing her out there that are really horrible. Um, but at the same time, why would it be so easy? Why have, does that make sense?
Let me ask you a question. So because I know you had a experience where you turned to Christ and everything, and so with that, and they're trying to control you to have the dream where they're trying to control your conscious, your intuition about these red flags that come up. Um, what do you think your intuition and your red flags are? I mean, are they telling you that not to trust these people? Is that what your conscious is telling you?
Yeah, not to trust anybody, really. Even the people that I've gotten close to in, um, like the other anti-trafficking place that's standing up for justice, and helping me take this other place down. Um, I really don't feel like I can trust any people. I mean, I feel like I can trust you guys, but anybody here. I was joking around with my husband, like I think my 4-year-old's a part of it. Of course, I don't think she is, but it's funny,
It's
like
just a joke. Yeah, I get you.
yeah, like it's an example of I don't trust
Like, oh my God,
anyone.
right? Tommy
Hi,
was
Andy.
Amanda. Hi, Andy.
Hey,
Tommy was telling us about he gets a job, and there's people that they bring into the job, right, Tommy?
Yeah, there was a hired a we needed an interpreter. We had some guys from Honduras and Venezuela that didn't speak English, and none of us spoke Spanish well enough to really communicate efficiently. So my boss had met a gentleman two doors down from where we were working, or where we were working, and this guy was coming out of a tactical supply store, and he claimed to be he didn't teach concealed carry classes there, but he said he was a pastor, uh, and Pastor Danny, and he was also former CIA. His wife's current CIA, and his whole family, his dad, brothers, they're all
God.
CIA. And he claimed that he left the CIA because it was bad,
Oh
or
my God.
it was corrupt or whatever. But he also said that he worked with Oliver North during the Iran Contra thing. So I mean, the whole trade in arms for cocaine thing, and then he never seemed like a pastor. He cussed like a sailor. He threw away a ton of brand new clothes and like I don't know, housewares and stuff. That he's a pastor at a Spanish speaking church of immigrants that probably could have used all that stuff. It just didn't strike me as authentic in that aspect of who he is. Very preoccupied by like brand status kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know. He was it seemed like he was undermining our work more than anything, more than helping facilitate it.
So Tommy, you got this, like, you don't really, like you say, like he cusses like a sailor, but he says he's a preacher. So your red flag intuition is telling you that something's really wrong, right?
Yeah, when he said that he's not in the CIA anymore, but then he said he was one of Ollie's North's guys. That struck a bunch of red flags because he was proud of that, and he's still friends with North, and who may be a great guy, but I don't know, the whole that whole aspect of our foreign relations at the time was just kind of fucked when that came out, because we were selling arms to the Iranians under the table because there was an arms embargo. And we're not supposed to be able to sell them anything. And we were providing guns to the Contras to fight, I think, the Sandinistas down in Central South America in trade for cocaine, and that's how they paid for the other drugs. I mean, the other weapons that they sold to Iran too. That's all.
The rich man's drug, right? Cocaine.
Yeah. Cocaine and power.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a few more minutes left. Amanda, I forgot to tell you that in between our 2 hours, we take a 5-minute break. I run a video. Okay. We take a 5-minute break so everybody can go do their little thing, get some more coffee and whatnot. So we will do that at the top of the hour. So is there any last minute things that Tommy, you want to tell us about anything last minute before we come back and we get into some more questions or anything? Tommy, Amanda?
Just, bing bong.
Bing bong. Dr. Gonzo Bing Bong. Yes, I still have that made for you, Tommy. I was watching Rob's show the other night, Tommy, and he had these glasses on, and he was talking about having glasses for the blue light for the computer screens. Well, my eyes have been getting a lot worse, so I'm going to order I found some that are clear, but they're for the blue light that comes off of the screens. So I'm going to order me a pair and see if that doesn't help with my eyes, because if not, I'm going to have to go to the eye doctor and see if they have seeing eye dogs on sale. And I'm going to have to teach that dog how to schedule shows. It'll probably do a better job than me, because I'm not sure what happened or why we're streaming on 2 different things, other than all I can say is it's Friday the 13th.
Right.
Right.
I know, right?
It's been a lay low day for sure.
Yeah.
I think what I'm hearing Tommy say and Amanda say is that we get these red flags and we get these intuitions, and we need to pay closer attention to that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very much.
Gut feelings are usually your inner peace and your inner being saying, no, 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 not a person to trust, or no, 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 stay away from that. I think that I've had that happen to me several times when I was on the job. I walked up and would have a bad feeling about something in an abandoned building and go, I think I'm going to not enter that building right now by myself. And I would call somebody else to come with me. And I have found really bad sex offenders in these buildings. I had one jump on me one time when I turned my back on him, but I was so small, I squeezed out from underneath him. And those metal asps that you slap, the cops will hit it and it comes out. Well, my boss told me I was the only one incarnation that he's ever known to break one of those. And I mean, I beat that boy severely with that thing and I broke it. So, but I always try to listen to that gut feeling. Sometimes I'm stubborn and shit happens, but I do try to listen to it.
I'm finally learning to. Yeah.
Yeah. It's something that we should all follow. You know,
I
I mean,
know,
it's always
right?
good to try to ask somebody else, okay, look, here's the situation. Do you think I should or do you think I shouldn't? Getting a second opinion can usually be a pretty good thing, or even a third, because 2 out of 3 can't be wrong. So, yeah, that's what I do. I'll ask Tommy, and then I'll ask Susie, and then I'll ask somebody else. And Tommy and Susie will come up with the right answer, the same gut feeling I have, and the other person will be like, ah, yeah, go for it. Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. No. Confirmation. Just back it up. So yeah. And Susie and I dream about a lot of things. And
Yeah.
it's amazing when I finish her dreams. It kind of blows both of our minds. We're like, what? So I like when that happens though, because it proves that I have a pretty special bond with her, you know. So and I like that bond. And we can at least warn each other when there's something going on that's wrong. So that's always
Yeah, that was that, bringing that up, Brenda, that was a scary situation. My 20-year-old son had met some people on the internet through, what was that internet?
some kind of a gaming site. Tommy might know what it is.
And so there's I guess a cult of satanic kids that get in there, and it's under Lucius Greaves, which is who took over after Michael Aquino, right? Which is the Church of Set, but this cult was okay. This is what we had this dream about. They had targeted my son over the internet for like years, like 3 years, made friends with him. And then they decided to move to the town where we live and then come out here. Well, they were full on Satanists. Yeah. And the next thing I know, I have a dream. It's crazy. And then where I finish the dream, the next night Brenda finishes the dream. Like she continues it. It's insane. I get into the astral with these people, and Brenda sees all this, and then the next night I have a third dream. And I mean, at that point I find out that these people, it's 3 people, they're like 2 women and a guy, and they're all married to each other. They all live together.
I still
Okay.
think it's 2 guys and a woman, but we'll leave that go.
It's a weird one. And she was in the military, and they are from Virginia, and they lived very close to and they lived very close to somebody who worked for Brennan, who worked under Michael Aquino. And so these satanic, like, there's a whole network of these people that go after people's kids, target your teenagers through the video games, and then they befriend them. And I'm trying to think of the name of that.
They move close to them, which these kids did.
Yeah, they make good friends with them for a long time. It's what they call a suicide cult. So they make friends with them. They get your kid to try to compromise himself, and then where they'd want to kill themselves. And this is how they succeed in giving this gift to Satan. Is they don't directly kill the kid, but they get the kid to kill themselves by they have a process of what they do. And so it was the craziest thing, because how me and Brenda, I mean, literally had these 3 dreams, and they were like concurrent with each other. And she's like freaking out, like trying to get a hold of me. I had this dream. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Calling every phone she had and everybody else. Susie.
Call me. Oh my God,
Yes, it happens. Oh,
yeah, I told them, you stay away from my son. Do you understand? That's what I told them, Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty nasty to Susie. They
Yeah.
called her names. I mean, you don't call your friend's mom names, okay? That's
Yeah,
just-
like I'm going to invite him over, right, Brenda?
Sure, why don't you come over and have tea after you just called me that name?
Yeah.
Good. But
A
we're gonna
crazy
go
bee. Yeah.
I know, right? We're gonna go. We're gonna go ahead and take a break, y'all, and we will return in 5. Y'all know the drill. Stick around, and we will be right. we are back. Oh my God, we lost Tommy.
I'm sure he's
Tommy.
somewhere around.
Yeah, probably. Well, he's not in the queue, that's for sure. I do know that. Am I the only
He's
one that can see
Oh,
everybody
still-
in the queue, or is it just me? Can you see anybody in the side queue? Must just be me.
No, I can't see
everybody
anybody
when
on the
we're
side queue.
I can see everybody when we're on break. So, anyways, Amanda,
Hi.
hi. Kids okay? Are the kids okay?
Yeah, they're good. They were screaming. You guys, I hope you guys didn't hear her screaming. She's
Oh
fine
no,
now.
when we go to break, it automatically mutes everybody. Well,
Okay, good.
Usually
It was perfect timing for me to handle
Right.
that.
Hey, we've all had kids. We understand. We understand them. So, what
Yeah,
is your
that's for sure.
next? Right? What is your next move? You said you're looking for answers to
Yes.
certain things. Like what?
So I kind of wrote down all the weird things that people around me would call coincidences, all on a paper, and
Don't
some
ever
of it
believe
might have.
that. There's
I
no
don't.
such thing as coincidences. Sorry.
God,
It's been proven wrong time and time again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I all kind of have it written down. The most recent thing, like the first thing, I don't think my family will end up seeing this. It's not too big of a podcast, and they're pretty asleep, so or they act like they are.
Right?
So I was reading the men who stare at goats recently. And it's funny because I
Yeah.
messaged Tommy about that book the other day, like a week and a half ago. And I said, have you heard of the men who stare at goats? And he's like, are you joking? And like he thought I was messing with him. Because at the second that I asked him about that book, and I had just heard of it the day before, he was like painting a goat, like when I asked him about it, I guess. Just crazy. I don't know if like some of us survivors, they have us on the same consciousness or something. I don't know. But anyway, so in the book, it talks about how in the special forces of, the army in Korea, during the time they were doing like the testing, the psychic testing on the soldiers in Korea, my dad was in Korea those few years, the year before I was born.
You do know that
And
book and that movie was based on a true story, right?
yeah, and the movie, I guess, was a satire. Like they try to make the fiction appear as funny to make people accept it without knowing it's real,
Exactly. Yeah. And
And I
Tommy
wonder,
knows all about that. He does.
yeah. Oh, good. Um, yeah, so I have all these abilities that I started, like, I haven't developed them. Like, I don't know. Like you mentioned your abilities. Mine, I just noticed them, and I like, okay, so that shooting in Maine about 6 months to a year ago, I was praying. I'm from Lewiston, Idaho. I moved to Boise when I was 14. Um, Moved from like one ley line area. Started doing witchcraft with my friends after watching the movie The Craft when I was 13. And then I moved down here to a different ley line area. That's something I learned recently. I don't know if that's connected or not. Sorry. Anyway, so in the last 7 years, since like the whole drug life, I've had all these dreams that come true. Oh yeah, so I was thinking about Lewiston, Maine, and if I'm supposed to move back there or not. And because I know this area is bad, and someday when I can escape, I need to. But I was thinking about Lewiston,
Give
Idaho,
you,
and there's
I can
also a
give,
Lewiston.
I can give you a little bit of an answer to that. Andy,
Okay. Andy?
well, you're muted, Andy. Andy, would you like to tell Amanda where you're from?
Maryland.
So isn't that close enough? And you don't want to, no, not to Idaho. You don't want to go to Maryland because some people are crazy. I keep trying to tell Andy he needs to move out of there. So
Right.
maybe
The whole world's going crazy.
I know, right? So Idaho's not the only place that is crazy.
No, not
I
at
guess
all.
some are more high level.
Yes. Uh-huh.
The good thing about Idaho is there's a conspiracy theory that it's not real. And I have this theory that we're some kind of different dimension, or I don't know. It's obviously real. But it's
I just
weird.
think the name was made up. Who the heck calls their state Idaho?
Yeah, Idaho.
Who does this? Who does this?
Yeah.
Who was the founder of that state?
I've never met anybody who grows potatoes. Like, that's a total conspiracy. I don't see potatoes anywhere.
You're in Idaho and nobody grows potatoes.
No one. There's
Well, they
no
probably grow them in a facility underground.
That's where my uncle lived.
Oh, when I was on drugs, there was people talking about the underground tunnels and how they were going to take me there. Thankfully, I didn't. I mean, I remember having people like run like on meth, right? Like, which was like a Nazi drug, like running, like just having me run after drones and for miles, jumping over fences, and almost like they were like knew who I was because of like my family before me in the army and stuff, and like testing me for some kind of soldier stuff without me knowing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And like when I was in that life, like I was always like I had all these weird interests, like throwing knives and like not normal girl stuff, you know, and just weird stuff. I got into like hunting and tracking, and I found out that like Idaho, the state insect of Idaho is the monarch butterfly. I found that out really recently, and when I was out there, I just had this instant knowing of things, and I have no memory learning these things, you know, at all. And when I was targeted, when I was given drugs, and I was targeted for trafficking and whatever is deeper than that, whatever that trafficking was a cover for, like my family, they were able to take my oldest daughter. And if you listen to like Nathan Reynolds, he talks about how these satanic families, they take your oldest, your firstborn child, son or daughter. I never had sons. Tell my stepson. And they had like PIs following me around so they could take my daughter and all this. And it makes it seem like they were maybe a part of it, you know? And it's a lot.
I think that a lot of times everybody should be cautious that has been in that situation to be leery of people. And I think that with the trauma and everything that people go through, it's normal for you to automatically be suspicious of a lot of people. It's kind of like a trigger warning in your mind. And more than likely, it usually is a good indication that there's something wrong with these people. So a lot of people have that instinct, and yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember lots or most of my childhood. When I was 16, we had moved to this area. Oh, I was trying to tell you that recently I was thinking about if I should move to Lewiston, Maine, and I was meditating and praying, and I was thinking about Lewiston, Idaho, and I saw in my brain as meditating, like I thought it was God, but now I'm like, is this MK Ultra or is this God? Like I don't know, and that's something I really need to find help with in the future. And I saw alley. First, I saw the word alley, and then I saw bowling when praying about Lewiston. So I saw the word alley, and I thought it was referring to these free holiness Pentecostal gang stalkers that I had known because their last name was Alley.
Pentecostal gang stalkers? Like church?
And Tommy also had Pentecostal gang stalkers. So if you
Yep.
know something about that, we need to talk about that. But
Oh, I went to a
saw
lot of
Allie.
Pentecostal churches.
Yeah, I saw Allie, and then I saw bowling and Lewiston. 5 minutes later, I look on my phone and there had been a shooting in Lewiston, Maine at a bowling alley.
Oh,
Are they trying to turn me into like a school shooter or a bowling alley shooter? Or did God show me this? Is this like some kind of army ability? Or I'm trying to get close to God and I'm seeing horrible things that happen? Like I don't know. I don't
When you
know.
said Pentecostal, were they like mega churches, Pentecostal?
So I had just gotten sober I had years of recovery before that, but then they planned to relapse and have this lady show up at my house, and that's a story for another day, hopefully. But we moved to Airbnb. We had nowhere to live, and they happened to wear long dresses and skirts and long hair, and they did weird things. Like we'd be at their house and they'd have us come to church, and in their house they said that there was no one in their house except the four of them because the rest of the churches didn't follow the free holiness standard. But they also were, I found out they were spies. Like they tried to get me to join this what's it called? Like a secret shopper where you go in and you work for secret. And um I was just not just because of that, but I was just really suspicious of them. I had this gut feeling, like I would always tell my husband, this person's a part of it or this person's a part of it. But one day when I was still living on their property, their mail accidentally came to my place that I was renting from them. And the return address had a Knights Templar sticker.
oh,
And I asked them about it, and it's their nephew. And they didn't want to talk about it at all.
wow.
So I think the church in general is very controlled.
Well,
Yes.
I talk a lot about the fact that there's the whole Pentecostal movement of megachurches that are actually being controlled by a demon called Emma.
Emma.
She's also Emma, but she actually is also known in the Norse mythology as Hel, the guardian of Hell. Okay, she's she's death in Mexican culture. She's Santa Marta. She's Saint Marta. So same deity or whatever, but she is what they call the Holy Spirit within the Pentecostal movement, and this Pentecostal movement includes like the IHOP, the International House of Prayer, and what it is it's overseen by mega pastors like Rick Joyner. Rick Joyner is head of Malta, works under the Vatican. So these are all so all these churches are actually part of the Knights Templar or the Malta. It's all goes back to the
That's
Vatican. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
And they
So
have no idea.
your gut is right, girl. Your gut is right. You just got to go a little deeper in your research and research a little bit what I told you about, and you'll see that it's all connected and they're branched out everywhere. and they are sex trafficking. There's, Brenda and I know about a witch that came out to my house who was sex trafficking women. Who was her family had been working for Tammy Faye Baker and Jim Baker, and they're all part of a. There is so much corruption within the church that it's completely sad and sick, right,
Yeah.
Brenda?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's so deep and it's so toxic. So, what you're saying doesn't surprise me at all.
Those
Yeah.
free holiness Pentecostals are judgmental and horrible. I mean, it's summertime and I'm living on their property and trying to stay sober and wanting to follow God, so they're taking advantage of that, And if I wear, sleeves to here, my shoulder in August, they ask why I'm dressing worldly, and it's like they were trying to be my handlers,
Yep. Yep.
and
Yeah.
they didn't even know about it. And I wonder, I think they were trying to prepare me to be a handler to my stepson, and I'm trying to be healed, and I'm being set free, and that's not going to work out. But I feel like they wanted me to be a handler. So I don't know much about it though. I have no idea if a handler has to be conscious of it, or if they can be in their subconscious or not.
Do you know
Yep.
anything about that Micah Miller case about the preacher's wife over there in I guess that's in North Carolina, South Carolina? She just recently supposedly unalived herself in a park 2 weeks after she filed for divorce for her preacher husband, who was sex trafficking her within the Pentecostal community, and yeah.
So my grandpa was Nazarene, and my mom is agnostic now. But when I started, she tells me all these memories of, like, my grandpa was a Nazarene pastor. He cheated on my grandma with like 5 different church secretaries. My grandma finally gave up and died of obesity. But like my mom doesn't remember her childhood. She doesn't even remember my childhood. And my grandpa, like, she remembers being, 14 years old and being with her other friends in the Nazarene church. And my grandpa sent her to stay with some other guy in the church when she was 14, but they didn't have kids. Like, her and her friend stayed the night at this guy's house, and he was like the music guy in the church or whatever. But he didn't have kids. And I asked, like, if anything happened over there, and she just starts crying and won't talk about it. And it's so horrible how these people that can act like they're so sold out to God with this holiness, they won't even like let their wives wear pants, but they were trafficking women, and when I was 16, I had a flashback. I didn't know it was a flashback. I was laying there in bed and I had a dream. I thought it was a dream, and I was 3 years old. I was little in the dream, and there was a man there, and he took my hand and put it in his place. And I'm sorry, it's not fun. It's
no,
not
you're
funny.
fine. Actually, you have to laugh at it sometimes. It's the only thing that keeps you sane.
And he put it there. I didn't know who it was at the time, and he put it on him, and he said, "It's okay, we're family." So I'm 16. I get out of bed. My mom's in the hot tub, and I get in the hot tub with her, and I'm like, "Mom, I have this dream about this guy." And I explain it to her, and she's like, "That's not a dream." And she's nonchalant, no big deal. And this is the guy who was the Nazarene pastor that got kicked out for cheating on my grandma. Got kicked out of the Nazarene church. And she says, "When you were 3, you came up to me, and I was out of town, and I let you stay with your grandpa over the weekend, and your grandma wasn't there." First of all, that's weird to me. I wouldn't I wouldn't have my daughter go stay with, it doesn't matter if it's my dad, with some guy all weekend, like at all. Maybe that's just my trauma. But she says that I came up to her when I was 3 and I described my grandpa's penis and told her what it looked like. So I don't know if, yeah, I think there's a lot of trafficking in churches. And I think, recently when my mom came to a place, like a event that I spoke at, they talked for that fake job I told you about. I saw her, I kind of looked at her and I oversaw her kind of like researching familiar trafficking, which would have been, she was researching like family trafficking. Does that make sense? And they say
Yeah.
that in Idaho, familial trafficking is the most common type of trafficking. So when my parents took my kids, I had just started doing drugs. And when they took my kids, what they put on the paper was that I was a prostitute. And when I looked at it, when they took my children, I was like, I'm not a prostitute. What are you talking about? Like, why are you lying? Just take my kids. I'm doing drugs. You don't have to lie and say I'm a prostitute. And years later, now that I know I was being trafficked without being aware, they knew before I did that I was being trafficked. They knew. So I wonder if they were a part of it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because I have a family member who was a distant step family member who was a prosecuting attorney. And the year that I was trafficked, they became a judge. Like a promotion, So,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah.
You said something about the judge, and I was watching an interview the other day, and this guy was asking Michael Aquino about the Presidio. Michael Aquino was the Church of Set, and he was over the military, and he's a big satanic. I call him Satan. He's Satan.
Yeah, he's
So.
the
Yeah,
Right.
he's Satan in the flesh. If there is ever a Satan, he's Satan. And so we'll just call him who he is. So Satan was asked why when he was over Presidio military base there in California, he was killing and torturing and raping children there, and 75 children testified in court against this man. And he was asked by this guy, how in the world did he not get charged and all the charges were dropped? And Michael Aquino's answer was, well, the judge and everybody were satanic people. So, when you have judges that are Satanists and lawyers that are Satanists, you're not going to get in trouble.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Yep.
What, Tony? Or
It's the same gang.
What, Tommy?
It's the same gang.
Oh, yeah. They're all in the same club.
Yeah.
Definitely. What you doing, Tommy?
Oh, I'm coiling wire.
Oh.
It's making like a, I don't know, just a shaping the wire for like a wall relief I'm working on.
Have you worked on any more paintings?
Oh yeah, I've been working on this one, which is it's like an old makeup case.
Oh,
Cool.
look at you.
It's like the dogwood flowers here, and then this is going to be Virginia creeper. But I oriented it the wrong way. Generally, it grows down. But so I figured that out. It was looking a little too much like just marijuana leaves for my taste.
Tommy doesn't need canvases a lot of times. He'll just use whatever's there. I love it.
Well, yeah, I like to paint on things that aren't canvas sometimes, make functional art and just kind of whatever I can find. I remember when I first started really got back into art again, like after I got sober when I was like 23 or 4. It was I mean, I just immersed myself, but in a different way than I had growing up, where photorealism was kind of my focus, and then it was. I started painting again. It was just whatever I had I could paint on. Sometimes it was canvases, sometimes it was just a piece of plywood, and whatever color paints I had, and I just dump paint on them, spread it around, and make kind of abstract stuff that was a little more. I don't know. It was more cathartic in the final product of it, but like because I also do like really graphic, detailed, like kind of surrealism, and it's and that shit it gives me anxiety, and I still like to do it, but it's something that causes me sometimes more stress than stress relief. Here's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You're so talented.
I like that one. Yeah, Tommy is our guy of many talents. He
Yes.
sings, he plays guitar, he paints.
Yes.
Next thing he needs to do is write a book. Oh yeah.
Yes. Don't we all?
I've been working on that one.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tommy, did you ever have any bad experiences with the church and anything like that? What targeting?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about targeting, but yeah, I definitely. Well, yeah. As far as my targeting now in the last several years, I've been kind of targeted directly in the person that bought my warehouse and the property at the end of my driveway.
Yep.
He's a Pentecostal preacher, and has a home improvement business, and I've heard from some of his former employees that he has a habit of not paying people.
Yep.
And like he's got this weird. He's got a Facebook for himself, but none of it mentions the fact that he's the pastor of this church. And just weird shit that like they've been involved in my gang stalking, but also
Yep.
folks that he's related to in Ohio. I suddenly started getting like I used to sell a lot of stuff on Marketplace, especially like after I closed my store because I just needed to liquidate stuff. And it got to the point where 90% of the people responding to my ads or the stuff I was selling were just trolls wasting my time. I mean, it's online harassment. It's a disruption. Then once you take a bunch of measurements and shit, and then agree to buy it and then never show up, or But yeah, evangelical Christians seem to make up that kind of demographic, but also folks that were highly supportive of law enforcement.
Yes.
And you, and also
sometimes it makes me feel ashamed to have been in law enforcement because of some of the things that they've done. Oh, Tommy, your internet just went.
What did you do in law enforcement?
Oh, wait, he's coming back.
She asked what you do in law enforcement, Brenda.
What I did do?
Uh-huh.
It's good and bad. It's hard to tell. Like who all's involved. There were definitely different groups and organizations that participate in it, and then there's just like I guess folks connected with a church or a group of churches or a denomination would also be fall into that kind of group idea. Or
Tommy, I think,
Yeah, it's weird,
and
you know,
Brenda
like
and Amanda, I think that evil infiltrates in
trying to help protect kids,
every career, every
educate
business,
parents
every
on the
position,
long-term risks of
right?
Hang on, Susie. Tommy.
contact
Tommy,
He's
with
can you
breaking up a
hear
little
us?
schools.
bit.
Well, his internet keeps going up and down,
And
so we
it
keep
was
losing him.
becoming one of the leading voices in advocacy for
Yeah, it's bouncing a little
change
bit.
and education, and then just like a really coordinated attacks from people in California and Massachusetts, like Save Youth Football California, Save Youth Football Massachusetts, and then like a inspector general from the Navy. All these people that were like, a lot of them were NFL shills, but some of them just, love the shit out of football, and they want to get their kids involved, and it's such a just twisted mindset. I mean, like, the chances of making it to the NFL and then having a successful career, you have a greater chance of winning the lottery, honestly.
I don't know. We've been contributing to everybody else's retirement funds for so many years and still ain't won nothing.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Right.
But Susie, you were saying what about infiltration?
I said I believe that evil is in every position, it's in the churches, it's in the police force, it's in your schools, it's in politics, it's in Hollywood, it's in your neighborhood, it's in, oh, and that video, that site that I was talking about earlier, it's called Discord. That's where the kids go on Discord. That's where the suicide cult target kids on. But
Yes.
yeah, I think evil is in everything. Do you guys agree?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the potential
I
for
have a theory about the Nephilim. Man, it's bad.
Susie and I talk about them on and off.
I think that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe not.
The Nephilim.
The giants.
I think they're trying to repopulate again.
The Nephilim comes from Loki. Loki was the frost giant, and he's Lucifer. So that's what a Nephilim is. So his children are, and then the children of Cain are his offspring. So it's everywhere. I mean, but it goes all the way back to a giant, a frost giant, a blue frost giant.
Yeah. Lots of
That's
talk
why
like Krishna.
Yeah.
That's why they use that blue thing in that, I guess, with the Olympics or something. That guy was blue or something. It's a play on Loki being blue.
Why so blue? He heard that one relatively often.
Mm-hmm.
Punny joke. Sorry.
You're fine.
Dumb. Bad. That's dad jokes right there.
So, do you guys believe, this is way off topic, do you guys vote? Do you guys think it's all like they pick the president, or do you guys believe in voting?
We vote, but it's never anybody put in office who has been elected. They've more or less been selected.
Exactly. But you still do, just in case.
Well, I would like to say that, we could change the world with elections, but I think the only thing that's going to change the world nowadays is a very big stick of dynamite.
I guess for me, it's not a popular vote. It's a electoral vote, or whatever they call that, the college or whatever, So it's rigged to, right?
Now I'm going to get an email again from YouTube.
Election's rigged.
Yeah, they don't like that word, rigged. it's taken
The
over.
voting is not fair. It's not
There
popular
you go.
vote. It
It's
should be a
not
popular
fair.
vote.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it's
Yeah.
not
There
fair.
you go. It's not fair.
Because the delegates don't always represent the popular vote.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, nowadays, the way I look at it, it's like walking into a comedy club. Let's see what
Yep.
happens now. Let's see what kind of
Yeah.
bullshit spills out on the stage.
Well, with the exception of the extreme wedge politics that essentially setting up a civil war.
Yes.
Well, they're trying.
The gang stalking, that's a form of warfare.
Yes. Yes. And we've
But
had
there's
that.
no rules of engagement for the people being on the receiving end. So it doesn't allow.
I got a weird letter. Sorry, Tommy. Did I interrupt you?
No, you're good.
I got a weird letter a few months ago when I was at that job, that cover job, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And
From the,
maybe next time I could read it. I don't know. I'd have to figure out how to exit and still be recording, or I could print it out and read it. But I got a weird letter
who you got it from?
from some guy in prison, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
But I called the FBI, and they said it didn't really come from him. And when they were reading my name, they're like, "Oh, your name's A for Apple." When they got to D, they said D for Delta. Like, they always say that when they talk to me, any kind of government agency. But they said that it didn't really come from a guy in prison. They didn't think. Like, they were basically admitting that a government agency sent me the letter, and it was like a job interview asking my height and my weight.
oh yeah.
And
Yeah. No. And
I need to read that
and
to you guys.
honestly-
I want to reply.
Honestly-
but I'm still on probation. I don't want to get popped for writing another felon. Like, it's a
Now-
setup.
Now, Amanda, first of all, don't trust anybody in 3-letter agencies, regardless. Don't call
Oh,
them.
no. And,
Don't
they
call
sent me, they talked about God. They put G.O.D.
Good government.
Their God
of
is the
defense.
government of defense.
Government of
Okay.
defense.
Or go
Yeah.
to deception. But yeah, government and defense. Is this like a job application? Because part of me wants to like say, screw you guys. But there's a dark, very programmed part of me that's like, I could be a great
That's
asset.
CIA.
But I'm
That's
like,
CIA.
no. But there's a part of me that wants that, and that scares the shit out of me.
Well,
You know?
It's the wrong God.
I know. Yeah.
say that to
Yeah.
yourself often. That's the wrong God. Wrong God.
It's the wrong God. Yeah.
Yep, wrong God.
I just
It's
love anything.
Lucifer. It's Lucifer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
funny
just
that you
give you
said that, because Susie and I have been talking for a while about these books that she's been reading. And one of the things that's in there, they say, my God is government of defense. And we're like, oh,
Which is the CIA, which is the men who run the CIA, is the God. Is the gods of defense. Military
Are they
defense. The gods of the
Knocking on
gods
my
of
door
military. Yeah.
quiet.
Are
Huh?
they wanting them to
Knocking on my
write
door
them?
again, Susie. Stop it.
I everybody said something at the same time. I'm sorry, I didn't hear all that.
I don't want them knocking on my door again.
knocking at your door.
Yeah.
Just
well,
tell
I
them, get off your
slammed-
porch like you did last time. Get
That's
off my
right.
porch.
Get off my porch. Slam the door.
Hey, video it next time.
This
You
is
know,
Texas.
I would have had it on video if they wouldn't have zapped my door cam and busted it. I got to get another one of those, man.
How
This
they
time
zap it?
I'm going to make it a black one, and I'm going to mount it up where the awning is so that it's dark and nobody can see it.
See, you got to quit saying what you're going to do with it. I keep telling you, because then they're
Oh.
going to get it. Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Okay.
I'll see their flashlights out there trying to find
You
it.
gotta make, use a surprise attack,
You know, it's a damn shame I have a metal door, because I'm not sure if I can shoot through that or not, but one day I might just try it.
Just wear a camera on your body, like a body cam.
There you
You know
go.
what? I used to have one of those when I worked. And
Yeah.
I don't even know what happened to the damn thing.
Just order another one.
Right? I'm asleep with that thing on my body while I'm sleeping. I can just watch what's going on around me when I'm asleep.
You could get one from AliExpress for like $2.
I think I need to get one of those for Tommy and just have him wear it everywhere he goes. Tommy, you want one of those?
Yes,
What's that?
yes,
A cam that you put on yourself and wear it.
yes.
Maybe a small one for a baseball hat and it.
But they have
it
baseball hats to have built in.
Yeah, you can record everything that's going on.
Or have one in his
Yeah.
pen, like he's drawing with a pen
I-
right now in the
I
corner
don't
of
know
the
if I
pen.
would want to. I don't know if I want to.
I know they had in Austin. They had a spy shop. They had all that stuff. You could go there and get anything
have
you
a
wanted.
Spy
Yeah.
shop in Austin.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Nice.
Apparently I haven't. The only shops I ever seen in Austin were shops that you go and put quarters in, and there's dirty movies playing, or they sell adult toys.
Yeah, you could buy anything. I mean, in the spy shop, like you could buy trackers for cars, you could buy cameras, you could buy every little thing that it was a cool store. My brother used to like take me there all the time. He loved that store.
Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to go there. I gotta find that.
Yeah, it's off of it was off of I think 183 and Airport. I think was the name of it was in the north side of Austin. It's called the Spy Shop. Yeah.
What do you guys think about Temu? Is it like the Chinese government?
You
I
know
had
what?
a neighbor.
I've heard about
I
that.
think there's many
I have
moons.
heard that.
Many moons.
But
Many moons.
I've also heard that they use child labor there.
Oh my goodness, that's
And
trafficking.
I have a friend that orders from there, and it seems like it's child labor because the crap falls apart sometimes, even when you open it, when you get it.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
they have a lot of
The
cool
what?
stuff.
Temu. We're talking about Temu. It's like kind of like Amazon, but a cheaper version.
Temu,
Okay.
There's also AliExpress, which is cheaper than Temu on some things.
It's
AliExpress.
called what? AliExpress.
AliExpress.
Ali.
Yeah, they used to sell just like wholesale lots of stuff, but because that's the manufacturing base of the world for the most part. You get whatever brand name kind of thing, factory direct. But but you'd buy it, in bulk,
Yeah.
to be able to do it. Now I think it's all the same company, honestly.
Amazon is so bad. I mean, it's bad, but it seems to be the only place where when you order stuff, you get it and it doesn't fall apart, and you get it when you're supposed to. You don't hear this, well, it's been left behind and we have to refund your money, which that's happened to me several times. But so when I order something that I need, then, oh wow, the chat just popped back up in my screen. What is going on?
Yeah.
Anyway, Friday the 13th. The next time that we have a show that's on Friday the 13th, we are not having a show. We're all taking the night off. Oh, and we lost Tommy again. Tommy just kind of fell.
My gosh.
He'll be back.
Tom,
He'll be
do you
back.
guys see the side of my screen? What is that? Do you guys see that on my
That's
screen?
part of the
Part of our
the fireworks picture in the background
How
from
did I do
the
that?
Statue of Liberty. It's a
That's
background.
because you're on your phone, so it. Uh-oh.
Yeah, like on
So-
mine, I'm on the phone. It's narrow, so you see the Statue of Liberty on the side of me, and the fireworks on
Oh,
your
okay.
side. Yeah.
I thought I
Yeah.
hit something on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did Dr. Gonzo Bing Bong go? Where did Tommy go? Oh, my
Right.
chat just phased out again. I can tell. For crying out loud, I don't even know what is going on. I think
So
somehow-
Amanda, one question I have: when did you you had an experience with God, or the real God, right?
Yeah.
And that's where, even though you kind of went through all the, like, they try to control you, it sounds like, through all these avenues. If they couldn't get you this way, they brought you into, other organizations and they just kind of flipped you into their, but you found your way on your own, it seems, what I see. And how did you do that?
So in 2016, I was on drugs for a year. The first time I went into the recovery, they caused many relapses, but I got on my knees on the floor of a trap house and I asked God to save me, and I got arrested 30 minutes later. And I don't know, I kind of relapsed every few years, and then I got with my husband that I'm with now, and I had my little daughter after losing my two oldest daughters. And I found that Pentecostal holy
Yeah.
holy, what's it called? Yeah, that church. But then I went online and started looking into the truth. Like, this is right after COVID, and COVID woke me up. And I started finding people like us, on YouTube. And I found the Hebrew Roots movement. Do you guys know what that is?
Yeah, I went to, like, Rob Skiba's stuff for a while. Yeah.
Oh my God, so sad. Anyways, so
Yeah.
I'm in that, and I'm finding how they're right about a lot of things, like mainly, the 10 Commandments and the Sabbath. Like, that's a beautiful thing, but we're not bound to it, Um, so I've really found the balance through that, and he's been guiding me, and I've been struggling with, am I hearing from him or am I hearing from handlers? So, a lot of the time I'll find, for the longest time, it was an obsession with Yahweh or God or Jesus or Yahshua, like this obsession with the back and forth.
Yeah.
The Christian church or the Hebrew Roots movement. And I don't know everything. I don't know everything, but when I really focused on him, he doesn't have me in church. I was in a part of a Messianic church. But they turned out to be fake Messianic, and I found like subliminal messaging on their projector screen and asked the pastor about it. Then all of a sudden he sold the church and shut down, and I think they were just like a CIA front. And I found another woman
Amanda,
who went there who has a multiple. What was that?
I say this often, okay? When Jesus preached, he did it where he was. He did it in the mountains. He did it on the beach. He did it. You do not have to go into a church to worship our Father and our Son and know the Holy Spirit. You do not
We'd be
have
going
to.
in the wilderness.
Yeah. Yep.
No more churches. Not at all.
Yeah, because nowadays you have to figure out, it's hard to trust them, okay? It really is. Because some of them have just been so off and so bad that
Another program, another means to
Yeah.
control. Yeah.
That's right. That's
Yes.
right.
They're a part of it.
Yes.
For sure.
And I mean, that was me. I grew up in a Catholic church. When I got old enough to figure out that they were full of crap, sorry. Then I went to a Baptist and didn't care for that. Found a Christian one, and they were more hyped up on what they were going to do with everybody on the weekend playing basketball and drinking beer that I was like, no. And then somebody one day told me, Brenda, I want you to get a book. And I said, okay, what's this book? And they said, I want you to get a book called Wicca for Dummies. Believe me, it's out there. So I did. But I didn't get into like the spell casting and all that stuff. What interested me was the caring for the planet, trees, grass, livestock, animals.
Yeah.
to me, it was an earthbound thing that I could connect with. So I took it from there. And I was like, okay, God, if you want to talk to me, then I guess you can talk to me wherever you want to. I
You
don't
know
have
what I believe, Brenda, is if you love God, God will love you. If you're just a truthful person and you do the right thing and you help people and you treat people the way you want to be treated, and that's what religion is. It's not a building, a church, it's not a denomination,
Yeah.
it's not a set of rules. Because what are rules? If you're loving people and you're doing the right thing, you're going to follow the right rules in your heart and your mind, right?
Heart. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why the kingdom of God is within you, and God is within you in your heart and in your mind and your soul. And that just being that good person is all that God would expect anybody to do. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
so simple.
Yep.
Christ consciousness.
Yes.
Christ consciousness.
Yes.
Yes.
Christ consciousness. That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
that's a simple way to put it. That's true.
I really hate to say it, but we have got about 4 minutes left, and right now I'm trying to find something. So, Amanda, we're going to definitely have you back. I would like
Yes.
to eventually
Yeah.
make
I've
you,
gotten through a little bit of my stuff. I would love
Right.
to come back.
and I would really like to maybe have you come on every now and then if you would like to, and co-host when we have other people on, so that
I
maybe
would
you
love
can hear
that.
their stories. So we'll work that out.
Please.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, we will work that out, and then that way you can meet other people and maybe get a lot of the answers. Tommy is a really good source to answer. Look, when I'm having a flip out day, I message Tommy, and then I always tell him by the time I'm done, I feel better, but I always tell him, I'm so sorry. I know you don't need this, because he puts up with enough on his own. But it's like, that's my sanity crutch right there, because I go through some things sometimes that it just blows the top of my head off, and I'm like, so, but
Yeah.
do you have an email? I know you have a Facebook and stuff,
Yeah.
so that people
And
can contact you.
anyone can contact me on Facebook. It's Amanda Pearl Carpenter. I have a head covering on. I'm with a bunch of kids. My email is Bayless. It's my maiden name, Bayless. Like Payless with a B. BAYLESS Pearl PEARL 89@gmail.com. Anyone can email me. You or anyone listening, or Facebook is fine.
And I do want to say, before I flash up Dr. Gonzo Bing Bong, we do have a show at 3:00 in the afternoon, Central Time tomorrow. We have got the lady from England finally coming on. She was sick last time.
Christine J. Hart,
Yeah,
I can
she's
she knew Max Spears, and she's wonderful, so I'm so excited.
And she's a well-renowned author. So
Oh wow.
yeah, and she's very well known in England. They read her stuff all the time. So she will be with us tomorrow at 3:00 in the afternoon. And then I believe that I'm going to the Sports Cat Misfit show tomorrow night. So I'll be over there again, Denise, on the Crazy Show. And Tommy, you should come on there with us, man. You want a ball of laughs, boy, let me tell you.
Only if I can wear my La Luchador mask.
Sure, why not? I don't think
Trust
Glenn
me, you can.
Yeah, I don't think Glenn will care. But and Tommy, he isn't here. He's supposed to wait
Hey,
till
look, it's Brenda.
Hey. And Tommy is still working for the cause. So anybody that would like to contribute to him, his Cash App is Dr. Gonzo Bing Bong. We know Gonzo Bing Bong. And Tommy, would you like to tell everybody else where else to find you?
Currently, I'm hidden out in an undisclosed location, somewhere in North or South America, or North or Southern
of
Hemisphere.
Alaska.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook and under Touchdown Tommy Edwards, Instagram Touchdown Tommy Edwards. The YouTube is Tommy Edwards 7062, and then I think my OnlyFans is Touchdown Tommy Edwards too. Don't get too excited. It's just pictures of fans and videos like stealing fans and oh, look at this hot little number.
It's all the fans. Andy, we got to get you an OnlyFans page.
OnlyFans
page.
I'm going to set one up for Putin. Putin, come here, baby. Come here. Do you want
I think it has to be person. Just
Putin, do you want an OnlyFans page? Do you want an OnlyFans page, baby? He's looking. He's like, would you put me down,
Hi,
woman?
Pootie.
Are you what? Say hi, Andy.
Hi, Pootie.
You know, Norma and Denise got to see you every now and then, so they know I haven't killed you. So get over yourself. But anyways, so Susie and I will be tomorrow at 3:00 in the afternoon, and I'll be on tomorrow night. I have just spilled a brain fart here. What was I doing? Oh, shutting down the show. So,
Wow.
Trying to say good night, everybody.
Yeah, I know,
God
right?
bless y'all.
Wrap it up.
I had a brain fart on good night, everybody. Oh, I didn't even flash the doggone.
No flashing.
Hey,
Yeah.
no, I didn't.
Not the right show.
Gosh, I know, right? I didn't set up the email. Oh my gosh, look at me. I was falling apart today. So, Amanda, thank you for coming on. And
Thank
if
you,
wanna
Amanda.
hang out for a minute, don't push nothing. And we'll go backstage when the show's done. We'll talk to you about that co-host thing. And then we'll get Tommy to. Tommy, what on earth is that?
oh, this one on skateboards. I have a skateboard company.
Oh,
This is
That's
the
a
drag
big
deal. It's
skateboard.
the coffin skateboard.
You know what? You need to put wheels on that and mail that to me. I can fit my butt on that.
That's
I might
funny.
be able to scoot around on the floor.
If I had more than one left, I would.
Putin could use it.
Oh no, we could just see you ended up in the hospital again. Okay.
Yeah, probably. Run myself into the bed frame and knock myself out. You know, yeah, probably.
Oh gosh.
But, but all right, everybody, we are going to go. We will see you tomorrow afternoon. If not, watch the replay. It's going to be a pretty good show. And we will see you then. And like always, please be kind to one another. Have a good night.
Goodbye for now, from Beyond the Box.
Please join us again for Beyond the Box, Friday and Saturday evenings, from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern. Join us for more intel bombs from our extraordinary guests.
Good night, Putin. Good night, Tucker.